Hello. Today is Monster Bass Day. I've had this for a couple days. I've been a little sick. You can probably hear it in my voice a little. So I've just kind of stayed off the internet. So somewhere here I have a knife, and we'll open it up. Now it's supposed to be a pretty good box, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let's have a look. So again, this is a Boss. This is the MonsterBass Box. Trying to think what they call it now. I think it's I don't know if it's on here or not. This is like, I think this is like the Platinum Box something. So this is curated box, right? So they break the box. This is what they do different at Monster Bass. They break the boxes down by region, so you're getting stuff that works in your area. Now this one might be a little different, not only in your area but for the time of year you're in. This may be a little different based on what they're doing. So what they've done this month for April, it's the best of Monster Bass. So I think they put out some survey. I did not participate, but they said, hey, you know, what's the baits you want to see? I think they put a kind of a golden egg in here also. So let's just open it up and look. You're not here to hear me. You're not here to hear me talk. So Monster Bass always, there's every bait in here. They give you tips and instructions on how to use it, because it's their philosophy is kind of, hey, we're going to make you a better bass angler. So the baits we send, we're going to show you how to use them. So there's some YouTube guys in here, and there's pros in here, month after month, that they kind of specialize in particular baits. It's the way it seems. So it's worth a read if you don't fish a lot or something's new for you. It is worth the read. Even if you're experienced, there's always something. Never stop learning. So someone might know something you don't. So let's open it up here. Let's look into it. So this has become one of my favorite baits. I order these every time I kind of think about it. So this is the Alex Rudd edition Monster Bass brand square bill. It's called the Hammerhead. And this is a silent. So the Alex Rudd editions are silent. So Alex Rudd's pretty he has a pretty good following on YouTube. Fantastic beard. And I mean, the guy's legit. He knows his fishing. So this is a good bait. They are fish catchers. They're phenomenal. So I will wind up I'll wind up using that at some point. It's never a color I get, but it'll work. That'll do the job. So this a lot of people call this B8 Labs. Boy, stop and think, right? Stop and think. Bait Labs, right? So this bait, I've not had this color, and I've not ever purchased them or anything like that, except for when they come in the box. But this is like a medium diver. These things are well built. They got a nice knock, right? And they catch fish. So not sure. This color is called, let's see here, Ultimate Strike Shad. This is a nice bait, and I mean, I can't really do it justice about the quality of the build unless you kind of hold one in your hand. But it seems like everything I ever get from Bait Labs is like that. Whether I like the bait specifically or not, that's one thing. But everything I do get from them is very well built. So this is another one. I'll be able to put this to use very soon. It's the perfect size, the perfect color for a lot of my fisheries around here. So happy to get this one too. Save that one for later. All right, so this is the Hales crawl worm. I remember getting this. I think this was one of the Bassmaster wins or something at some point. I don't know exactly, but I think it was they did a box some time ago where it was, you know, winning baits, right? Baits that won like the Bassmaster Elite or the Bassmaster Classic. I don't remember exactly, but I remember getting these. I'll be honest with you. I still think I have the pack hanging up somewhere. I don't think I ever used them. They are intriguing, and this is the only time I've ever seen them. They're called the Hales crawl worm. They're made by Hale. So, man, I don't know. I can't say anything about it. I mean, somebody won a lot of money off of it, so they must work. Um, it would probably be a sick Carolina rig. Um, Man, I don't know. I don't know how I'd use that. I'm sure there's lots of ways. Maybe I'll toss one around and see. But that's the beauty of the box, right? Of all these boxes, it's the beauty of the box. Makes you kind of more versatile, right? This is not something I would go and use, but now I have them. Now I have 2 packs. I should use them up. Why waste them, right? Uh, this is cool. So this is Grande Bass. This is called the Airtail Wiggler. Some of these names, man. So it's a 6.5-inch Airtail Wiggler. The color is Shad Spawn. It's a cool color. I think I know a couple places where I could use this. Probably nice clear water. Maybe a Shaky Head. Probably Texas rig this. There's a lot of ways, but definitely Shaky Head. No doubt about it for me. So nice bait. It's pretty much white, kind of like a translucent, like that translucent, yeah, where you can kind of see through it, and it's got some, looks like some black flake in there. It's a cool bait, and really, I mean, think about it. If it's up there on a Shaky Head like this, and I know it must float up pretty good. So it's called the Airtail, and the reason it's called the Airtail is I can feel it right here. It has kind of that air pocket in there, so it's probably very buoyant. So it probably does, if you, especially if you're on a Shaky Head, it probably gets up like this in a bait. And when you're dragging that along the bottom, right? So if you have it on a Shaky Head and you have that down on the bottom, now Shaky Head, you don't always have to shake. I think that's a misconception. A lot of times, one of the best ways to fish a Shaky Head when you find that nice fine rock or something on the bottom is to get it down, let the bait kind of come up, and just do a nice slow drag, or nice slow reel, and then man, it almost looks like it could be some kind of shad or something like that, just kind of feeding off the bottom. So I'm sure it mimics other things too, and it's just something to think about when you go out fishing. So a cool bait. This color, probably good clear water bait. I got a lot of milky water, like a lot of chocolate milk water around me, a lot of stained water. But there's a couple places I could put that to work, and will put that to work. That's a cool bait. Shaky Head's one of my favorites. So what do we got next? Missile Baits. Baby D-Bomb. California Green. Missile Bait's a good brand. You make a lot of good stuff. Durable plastics. But that's a nice. It's a nice small. I mean, you could flip this. Maybe put it on a. Especially with this, like, see how it's got all those ribs in it. That makes a real nice. I mean, it displaces a lot of water if you put them on like a jackhammer or something like that, like any kind of bladed jig, right? So, but probably typically something you'd flip around docks or maybe punch through grass or something. I don't know. Like, these baits are so versatile, some of these. But again, nice bait, and like a color that I can use, and someone, again, won a lot of money on it. So it's productive bait, not just garbage that, you know, was on a shelf and they needed to box up and get rid of. So, trebles, boom. Those are always good to have around. What else we got? The last one, and I'm pretty stoked about this, is the Whopper Plopper 75. Boom. And the color is, I think it's like Loon or something like that. Yeah, Loon. I got a couple of these. I got the 90s and the 110. I got a couple of these 75s. Man, these are good baits. The 75 is sick. The 90, not so much. I recommend the 75s, and I recommend the 110s. Skip the 90. It's just me. It's just me. But the 75 is a fish catcher. Yeah. Now, you can't just throw them anywhere. And what I mean by that is they are treble. You know, there's treble hooks. There's a lot of mechanical things going on here. If you're into grass and stuff, my recommendation's always a buzz bait, because or else you're gonna be picking grass off your treble hooks all day. Better to fish a buzz bait. Where I use these is when I get a place where there's saplings and stuff sticking out of the water, or they're below the water, like, yeah, you know, 6 inches, whatever, a foot. I'll find those saplings, or even some rock or anything like that. I also like finding like riprap, like a bunch of stone and stuff, and I like to throw it in as close as I can to that and just parallel it right with the bank. Sometimes only a foot or two off the bank, and man, something will just shellac it. So they're really good baits if you use them right. It seemed like a couple years ago everybody was throwing them and everybody was catching fish, but you know, I'm telling you, bass evolved, man. And I'm not, that's not anything new, right? I'm not teaching you anything there, but they do evolve, and I don't think they're as hot as they used to be. But let me just tell you something. This bait, I don't know. I think it's like a $15 bait or something. I don't know if they stick those cards in here or not anymore. I don't see it. I don't think they do, but maybe it's in here. I know the other box does. The other boxes. No, I don't think so. At least, oh, nope, nope. Huh. Anyway, it's good bait. They're expensive, and it's nice to get something like that once in a while. And good on them for that. Anybody. Look, if you can cast a rod, and you wait, what are we in, April, May, June? You wait a month and a half here, and you got a whole summer where you can catch fish on this one bait, right? So if you can cast a rod, you can fish with the Whopper Plopper. It's that easy. It's that easy. Ooh. All right, golden ticket. That is for their live, and I think they announced the number. You get some free stuff. I don't know. Cool sticker. You know, it's a sticker. Some of them are better than others, but that was pretty cool. And then you know, we have a Brian Thrift trading card. Yeehaw. I don't know how I feel about these yet. You know, I'm not gonna collect fishing trading cards. Probably cool for young man, young woman. You know, our youth. Something to kind of look forward to getting in the box or whatever. But I mean, you're getting a whole box of baits. I mean, that's way cooler than this dude's, you know, Brian. I mean, Brian Thrift's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like I like watching the guy tear it up on MLF, but hey, it is what it is. But I do like the box, man. I love the box, and you know, all these boxes are never, they're not perfect, right? They're not perfect. So don't kind of expect them to be. So if you subscribe to something like this, just know sometimes you're gonna get it. You're gonna be like, oh man, that's something I didn't like. That's gonna happen. But there's always something you will like in them for the most part, and and the value's there, and it does make you there's ways I fish today that are baits I use today that I got in a Monster Bass Box. I just did a video the other day, and I'll put it up there. It's a minute long. It's just I'm catching like a 3.5 pounder on a swim jig that I got in a Monster Bass Box 2 years ago or whatever, and I like it, so I use it. And not the same one I got. I mean, I broke that one off, a million years ago, right? But I've since that's the only swim jig I buy. All the colors, everything. That's the only one I buy. I don't know if I have one sitting here. I do not. It's a Super K swim jig. That's what it is. I think they make phenomenal colors, and it's the only ones I buy. And I get awesome hookups. They don't get off, and I'm rambling. So listen, like, subscribe if you will. Watch some of my other videos, and yeah, that's all I got, man. So I hope you like the box. And yeah, just keep watching. Keep watching. It's fun, right? You're not doing it. You're watching this one, so you're not doing anything else. So keep watching. Thanks.